tell Layla I'm going live so she makes as much noise as possible. A very good morning and welcome again to Streaming School. It is really, really nice to have you join us again. So normally in the morning we have Mr. Action Jackson with us, and there's going to be a slight change today, although we do have Mr. Action Jackson, thankfully due to some wonderful news. He's going to the hospital to deliver, well, he's not going to deliver, to support his wife hopefully in delivery of a baby, their first child. So he's not going to be with us for a couple of days, but he has kindly recorded some videos for us to actually watch and still be inspired by a lot of what he does before we move into the first of today's lessons this morning with Nish, what have we got this morning?
So we have English literature, then maths, and then drama.
Brilliant. So today is going to be one of our short days.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But I'm really, really glad we're still getting that across. And I really like that people are still recording stuff when they can't, or if their school said this or said that, or if even Action's gone above and beyond here, if he's going to go and have his first child and he's still producing videos for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. Well, let's. I obviously haven't watched it yet, so I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. So, yeah, it's not going to be. Do you think he's going to still play the same music?
I hope so.
Yeah, it kind of starts my day off really, really well. That does. All right, how's it coming through at the moment on the stream, Nish?
It looks okay.
All right, brilliant. So, it's recorded just for us, just for you guys. I'm going to go full screen and enjoy.
Welcome to Free Streaming School. My name is Action Jackson, and I am resident motivational speaker here on Free Streaming School. I'm so privileged to be here with you today. As you can see, we're ready to pump up the energy to make you feel good about yourself here on Free Streaming School. All right now, feeling good. Are you ready? Just flow with me. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. All right now. Well, good morning. My name is Action Jackson. If you're tuning in for the very, very, very first time, welcome. I am the resident motivational speaker here at Free Streaming School. My job is very simple, to boost your level of happiness. Now, I'm going to go straight into my presentation so that you can get a bit more context behind this crazy energy that you're getting through the screen. Because some of you are thinking, who is this guy? Well, you're going to find out more about who this guy really is. Well, my name is Action Jackson. I've been a motivational speaker now for the last, well, let me see, about 20 years now. I love what I do for a passion. I'm just going to get my screen ready here. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I did a tech talk recently, and this is part of why I'm big. I've got a big passion for dreaming big. I really believe that the more we dream, the better. Okay, get some music on for you guys here so that you can get the vibe. Feel the vibe. You've got to feel the vibe. Feel good. Okay. So a bit of background behind what I do and who I am. My name is Action Jackson. I'm a motivational speaker, the UK ambassador for happiness. And my job is very simple, to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. Now, this is my foundation. And everybody that knows me knows that this is what I start off with. Your thoughts will affect your emotions will affect your actions, and your actions will affect your results. Whatever you do in life, bear that in mind. Your mind is a very, very powerful weapon. It can actually heal you or kill you depending on what you think. For many people, they don't use their thoughts very positively. What they tend to do is they tend to have negative thoughts. And this is why I want to really train you to have positive thoughts. When I was a child, I remembered there were many situations where I compared myself to other people, and that affected my performance. I don't want that same thing to happen to you as students. I want you to have the positive outlook on life. You can be, do, or have whatever you want, but you have to have the right mind frame. Does that make sense? The mind frame that says, I can achieve this. I can do this. Because your thoughts affect your emotions affect your actions, and your actions affect your results. Okay? I love this part. This is the I am amazing statement. I'm sorry, I've got to get my music back up on this one. I feel so good every time I do this. Now, the phrase says, I am amazing. That's what the phrase says. I'm going to bring my music back on, and I hope you can join me on this little bit here. The phrase says, I am amazing. It's very easy. You shrug your shoulders with me. Wherever you're sitting, listen, no one has to know. It's just by yourself, right? And as you shrug your shoulders, you get your right hand and your left hand up. I am amazing. That's the phrase. Are you ready? I am amazing. Okay. Yes, let's go. I am amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful. I am amazing. I can see you. Let's go. I am amazing. Oh, I am amazing. Let's go. Let's go. I am amazing. Excellent stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So why do I start with that? Well, the reason why I start with that is many years ago, I was, bullied as a student. I didn't have the confidence I needed, but there was greatness in me. But it took me believing that I could achieve to be able to be where I am today. That's why I really want to inspire you to not let things get in the way of you. Because if you allow negative things to get in the way, it can really, really affect you. So let's go straight into my presentation. There are 3 things you need in life. Just 3 things. You need happiness, you need achievement, and you need to impact other people's lives. That's what you need in life. You don't need more. This is it. If you can get this into your life, everything's going to be okay. Okay? Let me tell you this. Why is happiness so important? Happiness is the fuel for success. If you're not happy, you're not going to want to learn. If you're not happy, you're not going to want to try. Your foundation is your happiness. What makes you happy? What puts a smile on your face? What makes you feel so alive? Those are the things I want you to spend time and energy on. Because trust me, when you spend time and energy on these things, you feel good about yourself. Happiness is key. Number 1. Whatever you do, fight for happiness before you fight for achievement. Too many people are fighting for achievement, but they've forgotten about happiness. See, one day you're the best, and tomorrow you're not. Achievements come and go. Someone's going to break your record. Someone's going to get better exam grades than you. But if there's one thing they can't get, is your happiness. Because your happiness is yours. Okay? Because that makes you feel good. So happiness first, achievement second. And number 3, I love it, impact. Taking your happiness and your achievement to impact the world. That's exactly what life is about. And on the short time that I have with you, what I want to do is to break down each one so that you have it in the back of your mind. So you understand that whatever I do, I need to focus on it. So here's how it goes. First is happiness. Here's what I want you to do. Do not compare yourself to other people. Own your strength. Know who you are. Know what you need to do to make you happy on a day-to-day basis, please. Make a list of things that make you happy and do them regularly. Make sure there are things that put a smile on your face, and don't you ever let people's words affect your heart. Number 2, achievement. Okay, whatever it is you want to achieve in life, do not be scared. Go for it. Take one step at a time. It's going to be difficult, but you've got to take one step at a time. Break things down. Free streaming school is designed to help you get to that next level. Taking one subject at a time, not rushing things. Rome wasn't built in a day. The things you want to achieve, they're not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. Okay, you might become an overnight success one time, but it's taking you years to get to that overnight success. So achievement is all about setting the goals and taking one step at a time and not giving yourself any excuses. Please manage your time well in this season that we're in so that you can achieve the things that you really want to achieve. Okay. Finally, impact. Whatever you do, don't be selfish, please. Please, please. Do not be selfish with your success. Take what you've achieved and use it to help a friend to improve. Like, invite more of your friends onto the free streaming school to come and learn what you've learned. Okay? You can get to watch it. Bring them on. This is exactly what this is about. So whatever you do, I want you to bear in mind this format that you need to, first of all, understand that you are amazing. Everything that I've shared with you right now, these 3 things are what you need in order to be successful. Don't forget it. And moving forward very quickly, I want you to remember, and I love this, that you are amazing. You're meant to be different. You're not meant to be the same. So with that said, I'm going to play us out with my favorite piece of sound. I hope you are ready. If you're ready, get your shoulders in the right position. Start shrugging them because the music is about to hit you and you got to move with me. me. I love it. Here we go. Here we go. I am amazing. Oh yes. Oh yes. I am amazing. Let's go. Let's go. I am amazing. Come on. Come on. I am amazing. My name is Action Jackson. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on TikTok. Come say hello. Come watch some of the crazy videos. Thank you so much for watching. All the best with everything you do. And just remember that you are truly, truly amazing. Hey, 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 hey.
It's really nice for Action to record that for us, Nish. Obviously, again, the video that we're watching wasn't live. Action Jackson kindly recorded that for us because he is off and away with his wife, who's doing the hard work today, and hopefully having their first child. So our thoughts and good feelings and prayers with them. Michael, very good morning to you, buddy.
Morning, how we doing?
I'm all right, buddy. I'm all right. Watch this absolutely amazing switcheroo, Mike, on Vimeo. Yep. I just get impressed with really small things, Mike. That was what I was impressed with.
There's a joke in there somewhere, and I'm not going to use it.
How are you today, buddy?
Yeah, really good, really good. I love a bit of Wednesday. Wednesday's Literature Day. It's what I I love all aspects of literacy, obviously, but I particularly enjoy a bit of essay writing.
Oh, okay. I think hundreds and hundreds of people around the world are disagreeing with you right now, but it is what it is. I should write a story about finding my missing wallet, buddy. That was.
Have you found that wallet yet?
Yeah, found it yesterday.
Wow.
Found it yesterday. 2 months. 2 months. It took 2 months.
I was going to say, I don't know if we've got time to share the. Basically, it's some kind of Greek epi drama, that wasn't it?
The amount of hours I think I spent looking for a wallet, I could have. Do you know what I mean? It would have been enough to keep many people in work for a while because that was a long time. But anyway, buddy, as they say now, the floor is yours. Nish, if you could just check that we've swapped streams, okay? You can tell me now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Everything's coming through clear.
Yeah.
All right, you're a lady. Thank you so much. And Mike, the floor is yours, and we're starting with a close up of your wonderful bow tie.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, look, bow tie. But anyway. So yeah, good morning, everybody. It's obviously really good to be here, and I genuinely am looking forward to working with you all again today. So as we know, Wednesdays are literature days, and if there's anything you've missed in the past, obviously please go onto the Streaming School portal, which Nish will explain at the end of this session, so you can access all the materials, all the resources, because hopefully you will find them useful now. It'll also be a great resource to call upon in the future whenever you need them. So today is all about planning an essay, because we looked last time we've spoken before about how we use context and began to identify the elements that we need to include into an essay. Now I want to think about how we would plan and create a plan in real time, actually. So we're going to try today to make sure that we can plan a response within actual exam timings, roughly. So Nish, is it okay to switch to my presentation, please? Thank you. So yes, our session today is all about planning an essay, and really our aims here today, as we said, are to know the method you're going to require to plan that essay. And it is really simple, and it does take practice. And also as part of that, I will spend a little bit of time today focusing on the analysis of structure, because we are very, very used to being able to analyze language. The lexical choice, remember the lexis we talked about on Monday? The lexical choice, this, the simile that relates to this, highlights this. That's something we do all day long. But quite often people find the analysis of structure slightly more challenging. And actually it isn't. And if I'm honest, as someone who used to be an exam marker for various GCSE boards as well, when someone analyzes structure, it sets them apart a little bit. So we're going to get onto that. So they're our main aims today. So let's waste no time at all then. Let's talk about the planning of an essay and the method that is required. Again, feel free if you're watching this in the future to pause this, take screenshots, use this as you will. So as always, when we're planning an essay or any question, we'll read that question carefully and we make sure to underline the key parts. Because as I said, I think last week, I've marked some incredible essays for example, on Inspector Calls about Mrs. Burling, but the question was about Mr. Burling. So no matter how wonderful that essay was, the marks they could achieve were very, very minimal. So it is important to read the questions very carefully. Then, when we are planning the response, we now need to begin to consider the text as a whole in relation to the question. Now, this is where I want to pause just for a second, because there are 3 things that we need to make sure we are masters of if we are to achieve full marks in our English exams. Content, method, timing. Okay, so we will not be able to write an essay on a text if we do not know the text and the quotes. So revise the quotes. And when I say revise the quotes, I also advise my classes and my students to revise the analysis that goes with it, because essentially you want to get to a stage where you are copying the quotes and the analysis from your brain and pasting it on paper. That's how good you should be at this point. So it's a little bit of a memory game here. The method is how you do it, and we're looking at that right now. And then the timing is, can you use the content within the method you need to in the exam times you've been given? If you can do all 3 of those things extremely well, you're guaranteed to get superb marks. So let's go back to this now. So we need to then consider the text in relation to the question. So does the answer remain the same? We're going to look at an example in a moment. Then you want to think about at least 3 areas of the text which supports your view. And obviously we note those down, because that is, as we know, an essay is an argument. You are proving your argument. So you need to note down the points of them. Once you've noted down the 3 areas, well, that's where we go to the evidence. So what are the evidence areas that you wish to use? And then we begin to note how the evidence proves your point. Because again, we saw the language, the how is the analysis. And finally, proofread your essay plan. Because if you look at your essay plan and you notice you've missed areas of analysis out, well, you may be hindering yourself. All we're going to be doing with our essay plan is essentially writing that plan out in full sentences. So this is something we explored previously together. And as I said then, and I'm going to say now, what I'm not trying to do is to say this is the only way of doing this, this is the right way, use it. Because actually you may use methods which are areas that you're more comfortable with using. It may be that you're sitting here thinking, well, my teacher tells me to use this, or I've used that in the past. That's absolutely fine. What this does is ensure that you have a method to achieve full marks. This is the way in which I do with my students. There are very, very many ways in which you can achieve the same. So again, those main paragraphs, what we're going to need to plan is the following. Well, first of all, we need to plan our answer to the question. That's our point. So we need to note that down. Then we're going to think about, okay, so once we've selected our 3 points, we need to then think about the evidence. So what piece of evidence are we going to use? And again, in a moment, when we look at the planning together, we're going to think about how we can use the right kinds of quotes. Then finally, in our explanation, first of all, we explain how the evidence proves you're correct. Okay? If we do that, if we're talking about numbers in grades, typically at GCSE, if you just did the first 3 bits here, you're absolutely spot on. You're 100% correct so far. You're only going to achieve around grade 4. To achieve higher at GCSE or IGCSE or whatever we're talking about here, you need to then make sure that you are doing the following: analysing individual words, analysing structure, of alternative interpretations. So the quote means this, it also means that. Analysing context, and we've looked previously at how we use context in essays, so go back to that task and that video if you want to explore that again. And then we also evaluate. So why is the writer presented the text in this way? Now, you might use your evaluation in the conclusion of your essay, or you might do it in each paragraph. You don't always have to include all of these elements every single time, but obviously the more of it you do, the higher your mark is likely to be. So for example, for AQA, to achieve a grade 7 roughly, the actual wording of the mark scheme says detailed, thorough. So you can hear, if we're analysing multiple elements of a quote, we are being thorough, we're being detailed, we're likely then to get the highest possible mark. Let's now try and put this method into practice. So here is a question. I'm using A Christmas Carol today, but obviously this technique works in any kind of situation for any text. How does Dickens present the theme of sin? Let's get rid of that theme, present here, shall we? In A Christmas Carol. So let's look at the text. So how does Dickens present the theme of sin in A Christmas Carol? So what I need to think about now is my answer to the question. So straight away, how does he present sin? Well, he presents it as something negative. He presents it as something which leads to damnation, which obviously means going to hell. You also have this idea of it creates sin as something which isolates you. But also as well, what's important is sin is something which we can be redeemed from. So we can obviously then, at the end of this text, there's a sense of resolution, of redeeming here. So you can hear that stage one, I thought about my answer to the question, the text as a whole. So at the start, clearly Scrooge is presented as being negative. Clearly it then leads into a sense of being damned. It can isolate you, but actually by the end, you can be redeemed from it. There is hope. So what I do now is I think, okay, so it depends on the method you wish to use. I need to think about the quotes I want to use to support that. I've said in the past that I can write a full mark Christmas Carol essay knowing only 3 quotations. And I said, I'll stand by that and prove that. And that's why I'm using these quotes today. So I've written these ones down already, but you may very well now, what you would need to do is to scribble out, at least in note form, part of those quotes. So you can see here that I've started with an early description of Scrooge. I've then got a quote from Marley. Remember, for some of our exam texts and syllabus, they're going to ask you to look at a specific extract. So one of the quotes you'll need to use will always come from the extract. And then finally, I can't write a Christmas Carol essay without this quote as well at the end. So you can see I always know I've got 2 out of 3 before I even start. Now, I've picked quotes which I believe are grade 9 quotes, full mark quotes. So what do I mean by that? Well, there's a difference between proving you are right and giving yourself the platform to analyze to a full mark standard, because that's what we want to do, analyze to a full mark standard. So let's begin to plan this now. I'm going to give myself only about 6 minutes to do this, because obviously I'd like to end the session by talking about what you can do next. So I'm going to use this quote and I'm going to say, okay, right, so this quote here, I'm going to use with negative. So sin is presented as being negative. Why is it being presented as negative? Well, 1, this is all now going to be in note form. So 1, it presents the idea of the character, Scrooge, the protagonist. So again, all in note form. It doesn't matter if the spelling and things are perfect right now, because it just needs to be a trigger to get our memory in our hand to start writing. So the character protagonist is presented in a truly negative way, presented as true negative. How do we do that? Let's start doing the language analysis now. So truly negative. So we've now got squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scratching, clutching, covetous old sinner, hard and sharp as flint. So I'm going to use that quote here. So obviously I would write this, or I'd draw an arrow off of this and then put my notes here. So we've got now the simile. So we've got the terminology being used, hard and sharp as flint, equals this idea of being abrasive, harmful, and actually dangerous to others. So this idea of him being presented as negative, dangerous to others. Well, I'm also now going to put my context in. Okay, so a little C for the context. Actually, he's being presented as uncharitable or sinful. Uncharitable or sinful. The time of great poverty. During the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution, so I know to note that down. So why does that link? That helps to show that he's even more sinful than negative. So notice how I've linked the context to my analysis. I'm now going to do some structural analysis as well here. So I've got now here, as we can see. So with this quote here, I've now got a list of negative adjectives, which helps to highlight. So we use the exclamation, the equals mark, show, it helps to show an extreme level of negativity, a sin in the eyes of the writer as well here. We've also got, as you notice, exclamation marks once, twice, 3 times. So as we've seen before, I've now got the repetition of exclamatory sentences, which helps to strengthen the sense of anger from the narrator, but also highlight the sense of sin. Okay, so you can see now, I'm looking at this plan straight away. So I've explained here some language analysis, context analysis, structural analysis. I've then got structural analysis with repetition here. I'm also going to go with a solitary as an oyster. But solitary as an oyster because this simile highlights that within even the most sinful, negative, so I've got to use the word in my point, negative, there is a pearl. Obviously shows, highlights, symbolizes a symbol of purity, which you see at the end of the novel. Now, obviously, that's important because it shows our whole text structure as well. So you can hear how that is a fully marked essay point. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. Now, let me talk you through what I would use here because we're running out of time very quickly. So the next quote I've said here, what am I going to use this? Mankind is my business, Commonwealth is my business. The point I'm going to use here then is that obviously it leads to your damnation. I can use the same point again if I wanted to, but I want to show a little bit of a variety of ideas here. So never be afraid to use the same point more than once. So mankind is my business, the Commonwealth is my business, charity, forbearance, and benevolence are all my business. So again, it leads to damnation because actually business actually means interest, what you're interested in. So obviously the character Marley here said he should have been interested in mankind. Why does that matter? Well, again, contextually, we've got this sense of Dickens wanted to highlight the Christian message of Christmas he thought was being lost. And that's an evaluation we're doing here as well. I would then also, if I've got, we've spent 4 minutes so far doing this. I've still got 6 minutes in an exam to do this. I would obviously look at the repetition of business. You can see here we've now got a list of positive lexical choices as opposed to negative list to describe the character Scrooge. Then I would also explore the idea of the personal pronoun. So my trade, the idea of it being your fault that you're sinful. And then finally what I would do is here, obviously we have the sense of being redeemed. And I will go through all of that and I'd highlight the sense of the positive adjectives, the exclamation. Notice you've got the same techniques, but now being used positively. So how would this sound then? So all I would do now is this. So firstly, Dickens presents sin as something negative. Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand to the grindstone, Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, cubs and coach soul sinner, hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel ever struck out generous fire. Secret and self-contained, and solitary as an oyster. So, firstly, the character of protagonist is presented as truly negative through the use of the simile hard and sharp as flint, which suggests he's abrasive, harmful, and even dangerous. Interestingly, it also helps to show how uncharitable the character is at a time of great poverty during the Industrial Revolution. This increases the sense of negativity we have towards the character. Moreover, describing the character using a list of negative adjectives such as squeezing, wrenching, grasping, and scraping helps to highlight the extreme level of negativity and sin we associate with the individual. Moreover, the repetition of exclamatory sentences helps to strengthen the sense of anger of the narrator, but also create that sense of sin that he wishes to present within the character. Finally, however, the use of the simile as solitary as an oyster, whilst that highlights his closed and negative, within an oyster there is a pearl, which is seen as a symbol of purity, which highlights that even the most negative characters, such as Scrooge, can be redeemed. Nish, do you mind going back to my face, please?
All right.
Thank you. So you can see we had a couple of aims today. One was to look at the planning method, which we have done. Secondly, we wanted to actually apply the planning method and look at structural analysis as we did. And you can see, if you play this back, obviously, you can see that what we've done in that brief time is to clearly create something which would achieve near perfect marks, even when we're talking at A level here, if we refer to that, even at degree level, because that's obviously what we want from you, the very best. All you need to make sure you do is practice that method. So if you want to, you are more than welcome to take on a very similar task for a text of your choice, applying this method, and we're more than happy to look at any work or share any comments that you may have about this process so we can help you in the future. So I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you on Friday for another session. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Really, really appreciate it. It's funny now that there's a couple of people who've gone back to school, and obviously Action had obviously new, God willing, family today. It's nice to actually talk to someone again, because Nisha's been off for a couple of days too. So some of the days have just been quiet here. I just wanted to tell you that I've got nothing to add.
Great.
And now the quality of the back end will actually come in abundance, right, Nish? Because yesterday's support material was pretty bad. Some say pretty bad, Mike. Some say non-existent.
It wasn't that bad.
Brilliant. All right, it's all yours, Nish.
All right, cool. So here is the optional task for English literature today. It is using a text of your choice. Create an essay plan using this title as a guide. How has, and then the author presents the theme of whichever theme you choose. If you have missed out on any sessions, please go and take a look on Facebook and on YouTube. They're all up on there, and you can go and review any. The links to any resources and tasks are on them as well. Up next, I believe we have maths lesson.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Nish. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Yes.